Remember when you said we'd stay together now until forever? Just us. Said we wouldn't be like all the others.
Hey guys, welcome back to Maverick Watch Reviews. Today we have the Monta Oceanking version 2 300 meter Swiss-made automatic diver, and this is the Gilt dial version. And as usual, we're going to open this up, look at all the features and functions, check out the build quality, and then I'll let you know how to think of this version 2 Oceanking by Monta. Also, make sure you check out my Amazon shopping channel for all of my favorite watches that I've reviewed on this channel, and be sure to visit my Teespring merch store, pick yourself up a t-shirt or a mug. I'll make sure to put both of those links in the description field for you. So any of you that have gotten a Monta watch know how nice these inner watch boxes are. So let's take a look at this thing. Look at that. Man, those are nice. Now, that is not real wood. A little bit of a spoiler there, but they are just so nice. I don't know where Justin gets these, but whoever makes his watch boxes does a fantastic job. God, look at that thing, man. It's just so nice. All right. We got a lot to go over here. Now, I never got to review the original Oceanking, so this is all brand new to me, but I will tell you the differences between the old one and the new one, even though I never reviewed the old one. So here you go. Typical Monta, super nice watch box. Let's open this up. Here is the watch. Let's go ahead and take that out real quick. And we'll go ahead and put the specs up on the left-hand side of the screen here in just a minute. There you go. All right, now, with this, it looks like you get a NATO strap. Yep. You get a NATO strap that complements the dial color. Now, since this is the Gilt dial, it's going to be a black NATO strap. Now, I don't see that it is Monta branded, but I can tell you it is a very nice NATO strap. Really nice buckle here. Wow, look at that. Super nice buckle. Really nice. See what we get here. This is like a little travel pouch, by the way. And this is also a spring bar removal tool. They used to include a little tiny jeweler's flathead screwdriver, since the Lynx use screws instead of pins. But Justin was telling me that people keep losing those, and they would lose the pins, they would lose the tool. So they stopped including the actual little mini flathead screwdriver, but they still always include a spring bar removal tool, which that's what this is. So there you go. It's over here. And looks like you get some paperwork here. You probably get a couple registration cards, a manual. If I can get this out. Let me see what this is. You're covered by a 2-year international warranty, yada, yada, yada. All the boring stuff. La, la, la. I'm guessing this is, yep, there is your warranty card. I think that's it. I think this also included some setting instructions, maybe. Though nobody should ever have to read this because these watches are incredibly easy to operate and set up. Looks like it gives you some specs of different models. There we go. Yep, there you go. Set the time, set the date, how to wind it manually. So real easy, simple stuff. So let's put all this stuff away. Let's talk about this watch, man. Upon first looking at it, I mean, it is... it's gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. And this is actually Justin's personal watch, so I'm trying to be extra careful with it. I actually gave it a little bit of a nice lukewarm soapy water bath to get a whole bunch of fingerprints and stuff off, so it's nice and shiny for you, Justin. So there you go. All right, let's talk about the specs. I guess what I'll do is I'll go ahead and just go over the basic specs, then we'll talk about what is different with the watch with this version 2. So let's get the watch box out of the way here. There we go. In fact, let's put this down so I don't bump into it. All right, you're looking at a 40.7 millimeter case. You're looking at 11.9 millimeters thick. It's 49 millimeters lug to lug. It's got a 20 millimeter bracelet that tapers down to 16 millimeters. And it has a new diver's extension. That's one of the new things. It's got a sapphire crystal with a 7-layer AR coating on the underneath of the sapphire crystal. It's water resistant to 300 meters, which of course is 990 feet. It has a Sellita SW300 movement inside. That's also new. It's got a 42-hour power reserve. It is windable. It is hackable. It's got the date down there at 6 o'clock with a nice bezel around it, by the way. It does not have a day function. You've got a screw-down crown with crown guards over there at 3 o'clock. The crown guards are new, and they've also reduced the size of the crown. It's got Swiss Luminova BGW9, and it has a 60-click unidirectional bezel, and it's a ceramic bezel. So let's go ahead and talk about the differences between the old Oceanking and this new Oceanking. So it looks like the case is 11.9 millimeters, where it used to be 13.8 millimeters. It's got a flat sapphire crystal instead of a domed crystal on the first generation. They added some crown guards and they made that crown smaller. They're using a Sellita SW300, like I said earlier, instead of an Eterna movement. It's got a fully loomed ceramic bezel now, and I'll show you that later. That is fantastic. It's got a diver's extension clasp on the bracelet. That's brand new, and I'll show you that later as well. With this one, you get multiple dial and hand options. Now, with the version 2, you get your choice of 3 bezels. And let me take a look at the website here with your bezel options. Let me take a look here real quick. Of course, you want the computer to work fast. It doesn't. All right, so you're looking at your bezel options are black ceramic, blue ceramic, or a steel. You also get your choice of 4 dial colors. I think actually 2 of them are sold out. The one that I really wanted to review is definitely sold out. You get a black dial or you get this gilt dial. The gilt dial basically means it has that gold lettering on it. And there was also a blue dial and a wet blue dial. That wet blue dial kind of reminded me a little tiny bit of that Tiffany blue color. It just looks fantastic. I can see why it sold out so fast. What a beautiful looking watch. You also get 3 strap choices. You get the metal bracelet, which of course that's what this is on, and you get a black rubber and a blue rubber. You get your choice of one of those 3 strap/bracelet options. So you get a lot more choice with the version 2. You can really kind of make it your own and do anything you really want to with it. Now, another difference is all of the markers are applied and they're gorgeously polished. They have some gorgeous surfaces on those. If you can see, they're just fantastic looking. Great looking indexes. I love them. Looks like also the dial text was reduced. Now, the one thing, I only have a couple gripes about this watch, and they're not like functional type of things. It's just aesthetic, and that's just me. That's just my personal opinion. The word Oceanking is in red, and that red kind of blends in with the black. And if it was me, if I was Justin, I'd want to advertise this thing more. And maybe I would make that Oceanking maybe in yellow or in white or in some other color that doesn't blend in with that black background. Because red is kind of hard, especially to see at night. And against the black background, I just don't think, personally, again, personal opinion, I just don't think there's enough of a contrast with the Oceanking being in red instead of being in, say, white or maybe yellow or, maybe gilt that too. I'm not quite sure what you could do. But that's really kind of my only, gripe aesthetically about the watch. Just a fantastic looking watch overall. I mean, I can't begin to tell you what this feels like in the hands. I mean, now my favorite thing about that the Triumph had, that this has, is this bracelet. Guys, this bracelet is a masterpiece of engineering and build quality and manufacturing. The chamfered edge on each link, the fact that these bracelets are fully articulated. Look at this. I mean, it folds on itself. Find another watch that can do that. That's the quality of these links and the quality processes they use in their manufacturing on this bracelet. Easily the best bracelet, I think, maybe on the market, unless you're going up into like, a tier 1 Swiss-made watch, like, a Rolex or an Omega. And gosh, I think this could even compete with those with no problem. Now, like I said, one of the new things they added is this diver's extension. And let me show you how this works, okay? You go over, which side is it on? Is it this side? Oh, it's on this side. Basically, you pop it out, and then you can slide it, and it kind of stays in place by friction. Go down, you go up, and then you lock it in place, and then it stays there. So when you put it on your wrist, this doesn't move. It doesn't move at all. But if you need to quickly adjust it, just pop it down, slide it back a little bit. If you need to, like a more slim fit, or if you lost weight, there you go. Again, it doesn't move. No matter what position you put it in, now you can see it's got some little teeth down there. See those little teeth right there where my finger is? And that helps keep whatever position you put it in place. There you go. Man, I mean, the quality of this bracelet is fan-freaking-tastic. I love it. Let's talk about the rest of the watch. You've got tons of different surfaces. You've got that nice, shiny ceramic bezel. You've got a whole bunch of polished, surfaces, a lot of chamfering. Brush surfaces. You've got every type of surface that is normally used on a watch kind of all in one on this Oceanking version 2. They've done a fantastic job kind of putting a little bit of everything in here, but not making it look like a big hodgepodge and like they didn't know what they were doing. They know exactly what they were doing. Like when they wanted the sides to be completely polished and then one section of the lug be polished and then the very top be brushed. Same thing with the links. The links do the exact same thing. They got that high polish on each link, that chamfering right there where my fingernail is, and then a high polish on the chamfering, and then a brushed on the edges, and then a brushed on the top. And the fact that these fully articulate, God, I love that, man. Look at that. They're so cool. So let's go further down. Real nice buckle here. Got some scratches on it. Not my fault, Justin. Again, same thing. You've got some chamfering here. You got some polish. And look at this machined scissor clasp. Highly polished machined scissor clasp. Really, really nice. Super satisfying when it clicks into place. There you go. Oh, man. That just sounded great. Same thing with the fold-over clasp. Signed right there with the Monta logo. Let's open it up. The case back's not really much of a showpiece, I have to be honest with you. It's just got the Monta logo. You've got some laser engraving. You got Monta Oceanking, Swiss made. Looks like it shows off the water resistance 300 meters, stainless steel. It's not a big deal. I mean, they could maybe make this a little bit more elaborate, kind of dress it up a little bit. It's such a fantastic watch. Maybe do an engraving of the logo, or like a raised engraving or something. Just a little bit of something extra on the case back would really, really complete this watch. Again, in my personal opinion. What else here? Let's talk about the dial. Dial, super easy to read. You got the big sword hour hand and the sword minute hand. Again, in that gilt color, that gold color. Monta, I think that's like the perfect size logo and text. A little bit bigger would have been too big, a little bit smaller would have been too small. Again, the Oceanking, a little bit hard for me personally to read because it being in that red. Super legible date window with that nice big bezel around it. One of my favorite date windows of all time, by the way. You got a little tiny pip there on the end of the second hand. So let's go ahead and try this thing on. Oh, man, this feels so good. Good grief. Gosh, that feels wonderful. Guys, I know I kind of drool over these watches, but these are just fantastic watches. Are they expensive? We'll talk about that a little bit later. Yeah, they are, but we'll talk about that a little later. But gosh, man, what you get for your money is just incredible. All right, now let's do the coveted lume shot here. One of my favorite parts of any review. Let's kill the monitor and the studio light. Let's bring out the UV. And I think you're really, really going to like this. There we go. Make sure I don't touch the crystal. One of my viewers a few months ago said, don't touch the crystal with the UV light. You're going to scratch it. So I'm making sure not to do that. And there you go. It's got that really nice cobalty blue, kind of tealish color to it. Love the lume. Really, really. And I love the fact that they, and I looked at the old version, I love the fact that they fully lumed this bezel now. It looks like they really listen to their customers and what their customers' ideas are, what they want, what they say they need. Really nice customer response from Monta. There you go. I forgot to show you the crown. Let's go ahead and cut everything back on real quick. Now the crown, to me personally, I like it. I like the fact that it's signed. That's nice. I like the size. I'm not crazy about the actual knurling. I think they need to knurl this a little bit more, give you a little bit more of a grip on the crown. It's not bad as it is now, but I just think it could be a little bit better. They need to knurl it. Kind of, I wouldn't say maybe knurl it like a Seiko Monster. Not that much kind of, not like that tool type of look, but just give it a little bit more knurling. Just a little bit. And that's really it. Besides, the Oceanking being in red, maybe they could do the crown a little bit differently, add a little bit more knurling. Just a fantastic, fantastic watch, guys. I mean, you just can't. It's just one of the nicest micro brands, maybe the nicest micro brand on the watch. So anyway, I showed you the lume. I tried the watch on for you. What else? Oh, let's talk about price. Now this thing, guys, it's $1,925. Yes, that's crazy expensive. It's a very expensive watch, especially for it being a micro brand. I don't think Monta is going to be a micro brand for much longer. I really don't. I don't even know if you can really classify them as a micro brand now. But anyway, whatever you want to call them, you know, almost $2,000 for a watch that doesn't have a Swiss heritage, that, you know, is not one of the major players. That's an awful lot of money. But here's the flip side. You get an awful lot of watch for that money. You really, really do. I mean, the workmanship, the craftsmanship, the attention to detail. I mean, this is a Swiss watch through and through. It's Swiss made. You can see it down there on the 6. Swiss made. You can see it on the case back. This is a Swiss made watch, and you're going to always pay, you know, you really do pay for what you get. Is that what I meant to say? You really do get what you pay for. That's what I meant. Anyway, guys, that's really been about it for this one. I made the Triumph my watch of the year for 2018, I believe. This Monta is fantastic, but I've got a couple other contenders, so I'm going to hold off, you know, making that that award for this year. This might get it. It might not. I'm not quite sure. It's definitely in the running so far, but it's only February, so we'll see what happens. But guys, anyway, that's really been about it. Also, make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure you click on that notification bell. And what I'll do is I'll be sure to put a link over to Monta's website, so you can go over there and get this watch. Again, $1,925. That's also with free worldwide shipping, unless you want it overnighted to you. And I think overnighting it's like an extra $30-some, something like that. But it's free standard worldwide shipping. So remember that. It's an expensive watch, so they're going to cover your worldwide shipping if you live somewhere else other than the continental United States. So kind of keep that in mind. You got a Swiss movement. You know, you got rhodium plated hands. I mean, this is a legitimate Swiss watch. So keep that in mind when you're looking at these things. Hey guys, that's really been about it. Until the next review, I got a couple fantastic new watches coming up. So please stay tuned. And if you really like this, you know, Oceanking, which I think you will, go out there and get one. It's a fantastic investment. You will not be sorry. Again, a little bit expensive. I know I keep harping on that. A little bit expensive. You know, it might serve them well to maybe drop the price if they can afford to do it. Maybe drop it, maybe a couple $100, maybe. Just an idea. But anyway, go out there and get one if you like it. I know I do. And that's really it for this review, guys. I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.